Hi, how's everyone doing? Hi, friends. Welcome in. Good evening. Hi, Kevin. How's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday Night Tarot. If you're new here, it's collective-based zodiac readings. We start with the sign that is in season and go around the wheel from there. It is currently Sagittarius reading, so we will start with them when the time comes. I thought, tonight would be a good night to use the Seasons of the Witch Tarot. So we're gonna see how a new tarot deck reads for the collective. All right. I also recorded today a new Oracle deck review. The Ink Blot Oracle from my friend Nick, Tipsy Tarot on social media. They sponsored a deck review. So they sent me a copy of their Oracle deck. It is quite beautiful, and I'm excited to have that review come out. So, but we're going to get started with Tuesday Night Tarot, starting with Sagittarius, and we go around the wheel from there. So let's dive into it, shall we, friends? Sagittarius. What are we talking about? The Nine of Cups, Justice, or the Winter Consequences, and the Seven of Cups. Sagittarius, are we weighing out what's been happening around us, right? How we've been kind of cultivating and kind of understanding what's been happening in our world with kind of how we can be content, right? My favorite word for the Nine of Cups is contentment, right? And there's that element of wish fulfillment, right? We're waiting on that happiness to come. But are we kind of wondering at what cost did it take us to get here? Have we done the things that what consequences have we might have suffered or we might have had to deal with right now? Sagittarius, but this is all because we are searching for the right place for the emotions. These are beautiful cards. So Nine of Cups, Nine of Winter Cups, Winter Consequences. They're like home and kind of sad by the things that are maybe happen or maybe not. Things might not have been harvested fully to its potential. But we get to choose how we decorate our festive decorations or holiday decorations. But Sagittarius, it's a time for understanding how we've gotten to where we are, understanding the balance it took for us to do these things, and maintaining this notion that we are following the thing that lights us up emotionally for the best, right? It's connected to the chariot. So these things are pulling us forward to an emotional conclusion right now. So Sagittarius, again, 9 of Cups, Justice, and the 7 of Cups. Capricorn is up. I hope everyone's staying warm. It's been really chilly here in New York. We've got snow recently, so that's been interesting and fun. It's actually it's pretty early for snow. We've had some really warm winters the last couple of years, and surprisingly having snow before the holidays is quite lovely. Last few years we've had snow in October and then that was it, right? I'm excited too. My mom is coming in and going to be spending the holidays with us. She arrives next Tuesday, so I'm excited to have my mom in town for a little bit. She's here from Tuesday till just before New Year's. So it'll be fun to have her in town. I haven't seen her since last Christmas, so. But Capricorn, let's see what we have to talk about for you. 4 of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. Sorry, friends, new deck, so there's some new changes of words. This deck creator changed the pages to the initiate, right? Yes. I just want to double check that before I really commit to that saying. Yes, the initiate is the page, the apprentice is the knight, artisan is the queen, and master is the king. So, Capricorn, we're putting our emotional needs first. As we go towards the solstice and Yule and the shifting of the world towards the full darker time of the season, right? And into the second half, as the sun starts to come back around to us, during this time of this kind of isolation and hibernation, it's time that we put our emotional needs first and foremost, right? Because we have a new opportunity to learn some things emotionally, right? It's this time of understanding how the scales might have tipped in our favor to say, hey, I've got a new emotional understanding, right? Understanding of who might have gotten too much of your energy, time, understanding, right, from this past year, and what we need to do to help us move forward. And how we kind of get to do this when we have finally processed our emotional needs and the new feelings that we've had, or the idea of maybe even going back and experiencing an old feeling that's coming up to the surface because we're taking this alone time to understand our foundation and our power, we get to stand our ground. The Seven of Wands does things for themselves. They have done the work and now they get to revel and sit in it, Capricorn. So Capricorn, wake up, start putting your own oxygen mask on first, because you've got to experience something new. Your feelings have changed. They've come to the surface, you're understanding and you're processing. Now own it. Celebrate it, own it, and let it drive you forward. So Capricorn, 4 of Cups, Page of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. It has been... Hi, Capricorn. I hope you resonated with the reading. It has been so entertaining to watch Barney experience the holidays. So the Christmas tree that we have up has been an interesting battle. I've had to replace 4 light bulbs because he has tried on multiple occasions to Christmas vacation himself. And so I've had to replace light bulbs. When we are not home, he is not allowed near the tree unsupervised. And then the snowfall that we just had, he nearly lost his marbles watching the snow out this window or the window in the bedroom. He was like, what is this stuff coming from the sky? Hi, Marlo. Marlo, happy third night of Hanukkah, right? Third night, yes? Resonation station. All right. Okay. You can have resurfacing feelings for an ex, but it doesn't necessarily mean go back to them, Capricorn, right? Understand that sometimes an ex is an ex for a reason. We don't need to give them second or third chances. All right. Aquarius, front and center, please and thank you. Aquarius, the 6 of Swords. Do you understand the destination you are traveling to logically? Do you understand the moves you have to make to get from point A to point B? And knowing that this journey, we don't take things that don't serve us. Right? We don't take things that aren't for our highest good, our best purposes, that aren't choosing us, right? We take the things that want to lift us up, that want to support us, that want to make us feel confident, right? Because we are setting new boundaries. We are understanding our authority, and instead of being passive, right? We don't go looking for problems, but when they approach us, we kind of nip that in the bud, right? So, Aquarius, yes, Aquarius. We're making logical choices on how we get to where we need to be. We're not looking for problems, but along the way, if problems arise, we cut it off. We use our words. We use our wisdom to enforce new boundaries, because we are becoming the king of our own emotions. We are actively mastering, right? And I kind of like these terms that they've changed the court cards to, right? It's a master of emotions, right? An artisan of swords is we're being an artist, or right, or a craftsman of our thoughts, words, and actions, right? Even though the queen is more passive and the king is more active, there is a notion of skill still implied here, taking the hierarchy away and out of the Rider Waite Smith of page, knight, queen, and king. They're giving them an active notion and a level of skill here, which I kind of like. So Aquarius, we are making logical choices, Six of Swords, and how we get somewhere. We are setting the boundary and using the words that we have crafted so eloquently and kindly. Thank you, channeling the tarot. Hi, how are you? To be the artisan of our thoughts, words, and actions, and not looking for problems, but enforcing the rules around them when it comes up around our world. Because a boundary, not only does it keep people out, but it also says this is the threshold of what I'm willing to tolerate within my sphere around me, right? So when you encounter things that you we don't do shoulds in this household, that you don't want interacting with you, you speak up on it, right? Because you are in full control of your emotions. The King of Cups. So for those of you who are playing the at-home version of Tuesday Night Tarot, Six of Wands, Six of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Cups. Thank you for that globe thingy-majiggy. We're just getting started really here. We've done Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, but if you miss any of your signs, right, you can always catch the replay over on my Instagram channel or my YouTube channel. They will be posted after the live has ended, so you can catch that later. But we're hanging out. We are using the Seasons of the Witch tarot. I decided that, before the season actually passes us by, might as well break into it a little bit, Yes, technically the season is starting soon. All right, Pisces. Pisces is up, are up. I was saying that, like, about using the Seasons of the Witch winter tarot. I just feel like the festive spirit is a bit behind for me. We put our tree up a little bit late. It's still not fully. It just, like, it feels like by the time I settle into having all the stuff up, right, the holiday will be here. It'll be past. It'll be time to come down, right? But I'm glad that I'm using this now, and this also is the season of Yule and Imbolc, so we got 2 seasons to really go through. All right, Pisces. All right, Pisces, we are talking about Ooh, the Six of Wands. How are we leading the way? Spiritually, creatively, emotionally, passionately? Absolutely, Comet. Totally agreeing. Use your drive and your ambition to lead the way. It is a choice to lead the way right now. Why? Because we are understanding where the deception lies. Seven of Swords. This one's impactful because this is looking like somebody is doing some sort of ritual, and in their little doll, they've got seven swords. And it's like, maybe this isn't the right course of action for us. We've gotten off the path, and instead of focusing on where we should be going, we're sitting at home worrying about somebody else. Like, Pisces, understand the actions you are doing and how you are carrying on and what you're carrying through, because you've got to go in a different, you're going in some other direction, but we don't want to forget what's been happening. We're sussing out the deception here, either within ourselves, with those around us, with the things that we can actually do and carry on, right? Because we're in uncharted territory right now. The moon is here, and it's actually called the new moon in this deck, which is interesting because the new moon is all about understanding new possibilities, right? We're welcoming in this new chapter, this new beginning, right? A new cycle, a new month, right? I like to reset my month internally on the new moon, right? I don't really care what the calendar says. Calendar is made up anyways, right? So, Pisces, take charge and lead the way. Understand the deceptions that can be around you, and know that this is probably deception of their own insecurities being projected and really has nothing to do with you, right? Other people might try to do things around you as you are taking charge, a spirited charge, because you are choosing to show up in the world that you have. But know that this is uncharted territory. So you get to know and make what success, comfort, stability now looks like. My Pisces, Six of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Moon. Aries. Aries is up. All right, Aries. What do you need to hear? You can still plant new seeds, Ace of Pentacles, new tangible opportunities that can even be cultivated in the winter. There is a lovely YouTube couple, Tyler and Todd. They have a homestead land in Canada, and every winter they love to germinate seeds in a like greenhouse that they have over the winter, so when spring comes they can easily start to do it, right? It's giving that kind of energy, Aries, is you can still plant seeds of opportunity and growth, but make sure you are, even in the winter, even in these cold, frigid months, right? You are still cultivating an environment for them to grow in. We can't just throw seeds of opportunities and growth out there without understanding the roots and the environment it actually needs to grow right now. There's potential, but you've got to use your manifestation, your tools, your environment, the way that is best for these seeds of tangibility, growth, opportunity to take root, because you've it's like you've done this before. The Master of Pentacles, right? The King of Pentacles, you know what you're doing. You've probably done this before. And lead with emotions. This is an opportunity between understanding who you are and how you can invest in yourself, the world around you, the environment you are building, by leaning in with tangible, physical things and emotional resources, right? It's like Aries, you know your world, you know how to control it. Now let things grow, plant it, and water it. But you have to be that's one in full control of the situation. And all of these, right? The energy of all of these cards is an air Aries of comfort. There is no stress. There is no anxiety. There's no feeling of overwhelm. Right? All of these cards show people comfortably within their element, in full control over the world that they are cultivating. So Aries, Ace of Pentacles, the Master of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Some of the foil is already coming off, which that's to be expected, but I have a love-hate relationship with the gold of foiling on cards, right? It's beautiful, but it rubs off so quickly when using it. All right, Taurus. Taurus is up. Taurus, Two of Pentacles. You're skating beautifully. You're running figure eights. You're keeping your core. You're keeping your balance. You understand the give and take right now, the cause and effect. You're able to handle the dualities of things right now because you've probably done the healing work. You've probably looked at the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas and went, okay, cool. That's what happened. That's what it was. Time to move on. Time to be here in the present and not worry about friendships, relationships, coven, things that were nurturing to us that ended and are no longer serving us. Right? Because we've done the shadow work. We've gone through the uncomfortable time right now. And now we're coming into our own. I love it, Taurus. The Nine of Pentacles is here saying that, yeah, I know who I am, and I don't need these, low lifes who aren't my friends, right? If they don't want to be around me, that's their loss. Because I know what I did. I'm okay with what I did. And if I have to be the villain in their story, then so be it. Because I get to be the hero in my own. So, Taurus, your balance is on point right now because you've done the work in reflecting on what has happened, the emotional letdowns, the emotional failures, and failure is just the first attempt in learning, right? You've got to fail before you can succeed. And know that after this failure, you've processed and now you're owning yourself. good, bad, or indifferent, there is an ownership and a contentment and a confidence in who you are. So Taurus, 2 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. You're a Leo. My husband's a Leo, and Leos are coming up in just a minute. We got Gemini and Cancer before Leo. Well, welcome in. It's Tuesday Night Tarot. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. We are halfway through the wheel. If you have missed your zodiac sign, don't forget that you can catch the replay on either Instagram or YouTube. T-Mann Tarot on all of my social media platforms. There are links in the bio to figure out how to get to those other social media platforms. But Gemini, here we go. Gemini, ascending to spring. Okay, this is the World card, right? We are at the precipice of an ending and a new beginning. There is one chapter closing the door, and we are getting ready for another. We ascending to spring means that something within us was frozen to me and has thawed out, and now new life is coming up. Things are starting to fully grow. Things are fully taking root, right? If we understand it from a perspective of the major arcana being a cycle, we have fully transformed, and now we're ready to go, Gemini, because we are wishing, and we're still wishing. Even though we are at that endings and new beginnings, we are constantly wishing for more, right? Don't forget to enjoy where you're at, right? Enjoy where you're at, but keep wishing. Keep throwing that passionate boomerang out to the universe, and it'll come back, right? The 8 of Wands is this cycle of constantly putting out what you want and hoping and wishing it comes back, waiting for it to come back, but putting it out there, right? But even as we grow, change, and evolve, we can constantly change and elevate our wishes and who we want to be, what we want to be, right? It's just Gemini, it's given like Gemini 2.0, right? Because I kind of said it, coming back into our power, the Winter Emperor. We are finding our foundation, finding our footing, finding our power, our dominance, our control, who we are, waking up, right? It's Gemini, it's literally like we have come out of our own, like, cryogenics, right? Futurama, freezing, right? We've come out of the freeze chamber, and now we're going, oh, okay. Now I know what I'm doing, and I'm taking back the control and the power. So Gemini, the world, or ascending to spring, 8 of Wands, and the Emperor. Ooh, excuse me. All right, Cancers. Where are my Cancers at? All right, Cancer. My Krabby Patties, what are we talking about? The 2 of Wands, you're not bored. You just need a plan. Come on now. You've got a library full of books here, of knowledge, of wisdom, of lands that you can explore, and yet you are just staring out your window, bored at the surroundings. Where you can pass your time if you chose to pick a book off the shelf. You're not bored. You just need a plan. And that is my favorite, like, right? The Two of Wands is all about a plan. But when I reread 78 Degrees of Wisdom, it literally said, you're not bored. And I was like, oh, there's an element of the card that I was missing. Totally missed that until I went back and reread that. So maybe, like, Cancers, go back and reread something, right? Pick up on something you might have not caught the first time around. Because we've got some gratitude to do. Maybe it's... Yeah. Okay. Five of Wands. Here's where it is. Cancers, go back and reread your journals to see where competition or strife or friendly combatants, right? Because I kind of like where this one is. It's less competition, but more kind of like you're in the thick of it, right? You're in the thick of a spiritual, creative, energetic, passionate kind of tussle here. And we kind of need to go back, make a plan, reread some things, understand that how your gratitude from the inside out has helped you get through the struggles and strife that you're going through. Into the thick of it. Thanks. So, Cancer, make a plan, find your new balance on how you can spark that flame, keep it going, but you're not bored. You just need structure. Look at things differently. Where's the gratitude? Where have you been able to succeed from this kind of passionate spiritual struggle? So, Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Wands. All right, that was Cancer. Leos. Leos are up. Leos, what are we talking about? Queen of Wands. You don't need permission to let your passion shine. Do it. Let it out. Let it sparkle. Let it shine. Be the light for everyone to see. But we don't need permission to let it shine, right? Because we're pushing through. We're not as confined or damseled or restricted, right? We're letting our light shine. And even if we feel mentally trapped, restricted, right? Confined to things that aren't within our control, we are still being authentically ourselves, letting the light shine even when we are kind of hiding out from the bad weather that's out there, right? Not wanting to push through. If you step out, you might see it's a little bit easier to let that light shine, but that's a choice you have to make with your own strength. But let your friendships be the things that lift you up right now. Let the friendships be where you truly let your light shine, even if things around you are mentally bogging you down, right? Don't make obstacles out of logistics. So, Leos, Queen of Wands, you don't need permission. Make your moves in silence, but let your light be shown and seen, right? Don't get in your head about being the center of attention. People aren't going to like that. That's a them problem, not a you problem, right? And let your friendships be the ones that lift you up. Hi, Danny. So my Leos, Queen of Wands, Eight of Swords, Three of Cups. Hi, puppy. Are you a good boy? Yeah, you are. You're a good boy. Virgos. Virgos are up. All right, Virgo, what do you need? Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work right now. How are you working well with others? Are we delegating responsibilities? Are we letting people highlight and emphasize and support the endeavors that we have made? The Three of Pentacles is about sharing with others, right? Because Six of Cups, we're thinking on maybe this person is definitely thinking about spring, right? It is the winter tarot for the seasons of the witch, right? We're thinking about fonder times. We're thinking about past memories. We're thinking about emotional things from our past, right? And maybe by letting people support us, this will actually help maybe heal some abandonment, right? Maybe let us see that we're not alone. And maybe these things that we once had to deal with are not the same. They're not going to be exactly the same because environments are different, right? Patterns might repeat themselves, but they're never exactly the same. But we got to take big risks. The Winter Fool. We have to go through the journey, right? And I kind of like this Winter Fool because they're leaving fall and choosing to go into winter. One way about it, whether you like it or not, Virgo, you have to go through this, right? So we need the teamwork to help get the work done. We will have memories that come back, right? That are good, bad, ugly, whatever. They're there. Doesn't make them fact, right? But it's something we have to process, and we have to go into these emotions and figure out what it is that we are supposed to learn from this adventure. So Virgo, we have an opportunity to work well with others because we got to do some inner healing, but it's going to take some big risk. Three of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Fool. Libra. Libras. We are talking about the Hierophant. What are we learning? What are we foundationally building for our... Words are hard. Tyler talks. Take two. We are either creating a new foundation for ourselves, new traditions, if you will, or we are teaching somebody about traditions. Either way, a new foundation and a respect to those traditions, patterns, systems are coming into play right now. Or they're not. The Death card. All right, hold on. Okay. Libra, it's saying that we are taking the traditions because it's the Hierophant, death, and midnight, but it's the sun, technically. So, this is why I don't do inversions, because you can't have the light without the dark, and I needed the other two cards for context, Libra. We're talking about traditions. There's death here saying that the traditions are done. Traditions are over. We're teaching or making new traditions, welcoming in a new routine, a new structure, a new foundation for ourselves. And this new change, because death is just a rebirth of something or shedding of the skin, but something has to end so that this newness can come in. Think of death kind of like an idea of harvest. You have to clear out the dead crop so that new things can grow, right? So Libra, the traditions are done, not serving us. We get to now let new things rise from this kind of change, this conclusion, and what is going to come out is the sun. is the joy, the happiness, the warmth, the understanding that this is where we really want to be. This midnight, this sun card, right, is saying that this is still joyous. You can still see, right? It's that other side of the sun card, right? Because we are in the winter, right? It's just harder to see, but you still get to enjoy it. You get to make new traditions. You get to make new lessons. It's kind of, right? For me, I haven't been listening to the holiday or Christmas music that I've grown up with. I have actually been listening on my own time to like a Celtic version or a pagan version of the holiday music because it really felt more inclined that way than the overly religious holiday music, right? You get to morph the traditions that you grew up with into a new version of it because you are following what makes you happy, Libra. Libra, Hierophant. Cards are Hierophant, Death, and the Sun. A whole major arcana, too. We're going through some big stuff, Libra. Slow and steady. It's going to take a minute. And last but not least, Scorpio. There we go. Scorpio, Two of Swords. Logical decisions need to be made right now because we understand the recipe, the give and take, the ingredients needed to make something grow. It's the balance, it's a choice of who gets your energy, money, time, resources, right? Who gets access to you right now, Scorpio, because we are waiting for things to come back. We have put it out there. We get to nourish it now. But you get to understand what choices resonate the most with you or where you follow, right? What you choose. And yeah, you might have to weigh all the options because it's important to you. It doesn't mean you're overthinking it. It just means that you are doing what you need to understand how you move through things before you put it out there. Before you understand what energy it takes to do it and do it right. Where the energy needs to go. Where things need to be sectioned off and split between, right? And how you divvy up the energy that has to go to take and compartmentalize each thing. But once you figure it out, you can then nourish it and put it out there and let it grow and find the best way it works and nurturing it and caring with it with your passions, your inspiration, your heart, your care for it because it's important to you. So Scorpios, Two of Swords, simple logical decisions right now as you choose who gets access to you and the even exchange of energy, Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands, set it out to the universe and then nurture yourself and let fate take control of the rest. That was all 12 zodiac signs, friends. All right, friends. Well, I'm tired. I'm gonna head out, but don't forget to check out the replay over on Instagram and YouTube. You're welcome, Marlo. Don't forget to check out all of my other social links, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. I have a Patreon channel. If you would like to get early access to my tarot and oracle deck reviews, make sure you subscribe over there. It's a growing platform, and it's currently on discount for new subscribers. So I will see y'all next week. In the meantime, I love you. Remember to breathe and have a great day. TikTok, have a great night. Instagram, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful evening. And YouTube, you have been lovely. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next time. Bye-bye, friends.